What is up, everybody? Horizon coming at ya, coming through. And in this video, we'll be going over the best submachine guns in Season 2 of Modern Warfare. This video is entirely my opinion, and this list could change depending if Infinity Ward decides to buff or nerf certain weapons. Honestly, the submachine gun class is extremely competitive with one another. Today we'll be starting from the bottom to the top, and the first weapon we'll be covering is the new Striker SMG. Personally, I think the Striker 45 or the bootleg UMP is the worst submachine gun in this game. I recently got this gun, and before I even got it, I saw videos on how OP this gun was, claimed by other YouTubers, but after looking at the data and stats, the gun actually has almost identical stats to the Uzi. They share the same damage profile and fire rate, so their TTKs are literally identical. The reason why I rank the Striker 45 lower than the Uzi is mainly because the Striker has slower ADS speed and a larger hipfire spread. However, the recoil is a little bit more consistent and controllable. If we're talking about close range, I think the Uzi is a little better because the gun has a faster ADS and smaller hipfire spread, and it just feels a lot more nimble. The best thing about the Striker 45 is that low recoil pattern, and I really like how the gun sounds when you shoot it with a suppressor. You can unlock the Striker 45 by leveling up the Season 2 Battle Pass to level 31 by either completing challenges or buying tiers. I rank the Striker 45 last in close range SMG use and last as an overall weapon. My class setup is rocking the monolithic suppressor to increase my 3-shot damage range in the muzzle slot, the 400mm stainless steel barrel to extend my 3-shot kill range even more, XRK Gen 3 Survivalist series stock to make my ADS faster, the FTAC G5 EXO, which is a fancy name for stippled grip tape, and the 45 round magazine. The next weapon on my list is the Uzi. I personally think this gun is just a little better than the Striker. Like I said, these two weapons are extremely similar statistically. I think both guns need a buff of some sort where it being able to be a 3-shot kill at a further range or increase the fire rate to a point where they're a little bit more competitive. But like I said, the SMG class is super close with the gun's TTKs and they are all usable. Personally, I would tweak the Uzi's recoil and either increase the fire rate or increase that 3-hit damage range like the Striker. The Uzi is actually pretty good in that close to mid-range area, and it has the fastest ADS speed of all the submachine guns. The only problem is that compared to the other SMGs, it tends to get outshined, especially in close range combat. Don't feel discouraged, even though the Uzi and Striker in my opinion are in the bottom of the category. You can still outgun people using M4s and other OP weapons. The gun is only as strong as the player, unless you're using the 725. To be honest, I really like this gun, but I didn't want to be biased by ranking it extremely high. The gun just feels good except for the TTK, and it's definitely underrated. If you are a big fan of the Striker, you should definitely level up the Uzi and try this gun as well. And you might find out that you like the Uzi more. I also really like the sound it makes when shooting the gun when it's suppressed. For close range use, I rank the gun 6, and as an overall weapon, I also rank it 6. My class setup consists of the monolithic suppressor, the 16.5 factory carbine in the barrel slot. For the stock, I use the Forge Tac Ultralight so I can strafe faster, stippled grip tape, and the 50 round magazine. In our next 3 spots, it becomes very competitive and you can honestly arrange these guns in a variety of ways. The first weapon we will be talking about is the P90. The P90 in my opinion is a beast of a weapon, and it is actually one of the easiest weapons to level up. You get a large 50 round magazine, which is the second largest in the submachine gun class, mixed with the second fastest fire rate. The P90 has a lot of potential and it really doesn't have too much of a weakness. It's just that other SMGs ahead of it have better stats and attachments. For example, the Uzi can equip a 50 round mag attachment, while the P90, even though it has a large magazine, that fire rate is so fast that you'll be going through that magazine in no time without any way to increase it. I will say, because it comes with that 50 round magazine in base form, that you can compensate by increasing this gun's mobility ADS speed, hip-fire accuracy, or even an optic sight attachment. If you like the P90, I would definitely also try out the MP7 since they are also very similar to each other. I rank this gun for close range use in 5th and as an overall weapon also in 5th. But you could rank the P90 as high as 3rd for close range use. My class setup is the monolithic suppressor, forged tack retribution, FSS ring sight, and stippled grip tape. Sometimes I'll replace the sight for the 5MW laser. This build prioritizes damage range with speed. The next slot goes to the PP19 Super Soaker or Bison. This gun holds the highest amount of bullets at 64 rounds, and unlike the P90 which is unable to increase its magazine size, you can increase the Bison's magazine size to a whopping 84 round mag. In my opinion, the Super Soaker is probably the best submachine gun for hardcore. It's pretty much a one-shot killing machine with unlimited ammo. The only thing that really holds it back is the submachine guns in the top slots. Their TTK is just so fast that it's almost unfair. However, this gun can still compete, especially because of that huge magazine size. If you are a big fan of the Uzi and the Striker, I would definitely recommend you try out the Bison because they share the same damage profile, but the Super Soaker shoots a little bit faster at 660 rounds per minute, and its magazine size is way larger. For close range use, I rank this gun 3rd, and as an overall weapon 4th. My class setup consists of the 8.7 steel barrel, the tack laser, Corvus skeleton stock, stippled grip tape, and the 84 round mag. You can replace the 84 round mag since it's a bit overkill in my opinion with the monolithic suppressor or whatever you like. In our 3rd spot, we have the AUG. This gun feels like a SMG and an assault rifle had a baby. It actually has 2 different time to kills depending on which magazine attachment you equip. If you're using the 9mm magazine, which is the 32 round mag, or by not equipping a magazine attachment at all, the gun will be firing faster at 750 rounds per minute, which will give it the 2nd fastest TTK in the submachine gun category. If you equip the 5.56 magazine attachment, it slows down the fire rate to 660 rounds per minute and will give you the same TTK as the PP19 Bison. The difference is that the ADS for the AUG is last and is extremely slow compared to the other SMGs. You can speed this up by equipping the certain attachments needed to increase your ADS speed. If you want to make it a close range beast, you can do that by equipping the 9mm rounds, but if you wanted to be able to beam people across the map, equip the 5.56 rounds. However, I think this gun is extremely underrated and is a beast in hardcore or core. It is easily the most versatile SMG and you could rank this up to 2nd place for close range use, especially if you are going to use the 9mm rounds, but I'm going to rank it 4th just because of the slow ADS speed. And when you are using the 9mm round magazine, the size is just way too low at 32 bullets at the most. However, I'm going to rank it 1st as an overall weapon. My class setup is rocking the monolithic suppressor, the 407mm extended barrel, forged tack CQB comb for the stock, stippled grip tape, and the 5.56 rounds if I want it to be more of an assault rifle. If I'm using the AUG for more close range battles, I will equip the 32 round 9mm magazine. In our 2nd spot, I have the MP7 and it relives its former glory. The gun holds the highest fire rate in the submachine gun class and has an extremely low recoil comparable to the Striker 45. The Modern Warfare MP7 feels most like the MW3 MP7. The gun just feels good. It melts up close and can even beam people from long range if your aim is good enough. Sometimes though, I don't know if it's a lag or something else, the gun will feel like it's shooting marshmallows, and to be honest, I really do feel like it's some connection issue because on paper, the gun is a beast. The attachments you get really enhances the gun's ability and makes it even more of a killing machine. Like I said earlier, the P90 can't equip a magazine attachment, but the MP7 can. You can increase the 40 magazine to a 60 mag, and it shoots faster than the P90. If you are a big fan of the P90, I would definitely try the MP7 since they are very similar. I really like the MP7 and I would rank this gun 2nd for close range use, and as an overall weapon I rank it 3rd. My class setup is the monolithic suppressor to increase its damage range, FSS recon to increase the range even more and reduce the already laser-like recoil, tack laser to increase my ADS speed, stipple grip tape to increase the sprint to fire time and ADS speed, and finally the 60 round mag so we don't blow through our whole magazine in 1 second. Finally, in our number 1 spot, it shouldn't come to a surprise, and that's the MP5. The MP5 is literally the only submachine gun used in Pro League, and the reason why is it has the fastest time to kill in the entire submachine gun category. The reason why the gun's TTK is so fast is because it has a 3-shot kill with the 3rd highest fire rate at 800 rounds per minute. The gun is extremely versatile, but it really excels in close to mid-range use where you would be using an SMG or shotgun. The quick ADS, low recoil, and great range of attachments really make it the perfect submachine gun. I will say, even though you can equip a 45 round magazine attachment, I think that's a little low compared to some of the other SMGs, but if you gave it more bullets in the mag, this gun would become even more OP than it already is. The gun got nerfed a few patches ago, and like the M4, the changes are barely noticeable, so if you're having a sweaty match, which is almost all the time, equip this gun so you have the advantage. Granted that your opponents are also using the MP5. Here's my class setup for the MP5. I rock the subsonic integral suppressor in the barrel slot, FSS close quarter stock, stippled grip tape, and you can either choose the 10mm 30 round mag or 45 round mag, and I rock the Merc foregrip. Honestly, there is so many combinations of attachments with the MP5. This is just what I rock, so go ahead and experiment on what works for you. As you can tell by the gaps on this list that I ranked this gun first for close range use and second as an overall weapon. Obviously these are just my opinions and you can rank them according to your preference. I use data from Mutant Media, who has an amazing spreadsheet which I will link in the description. Before I go, like I said, you can honestly change up the rankings, like the AUG being 3rd for close range use or the P90 at 3rd. It all depends on what you value in an SMG, so if you prefer TTK over ADS speed or vice versa. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and you can comment below on your list for best submachine guns of season 2 and I will reply to you guys. All links will be in the description, and if you want to support me and my channel, you can like the video and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Namaste my friends, and I will see you all in my next video.